Hello everybody, welcome to EC Council Network Security Administrator Week 4. This is a course which is running by CSU and IT Masters. I would like to welcome everybody who is watching this video, but my special regards for the people that are at the moment live and listening and asking and interacting with me, especially some guys which I have to mention: Jay, Eddie, Ahmed, Andrew, George, David. These guys, they were here for the last 4 weeks, always here. I can see more and more people log in. Yes, I know more and more people were here as well, but I'm also talking about the guys that were active in the forums. So, what are we going to talk about today? First of all, I'm going to show you how you can harden your modems, how you can harden the networks, patch management, log analysis, and we will talk about network vulnerability assessments. And the most important thing probably for all of you is the exam. My name is still same, didn't change. You know what, I was just thinking to change the slide for today, make it like George Downsky, but I changed my mind. I thought maybe it will be fun, but no, maybe I do it in a social engineering session. This is my contact details. By now you all know it. And I think we didn't still done anything on Twitter. I think everybody should tweet. Jay, I think you recommended something really good in the forums. If you are in Twitter, can everybody please, let's do some noise. I mean, I don't know why we didn't done it before. I'm just in the other screen. I'm just connecting to the forums. Here we go. I changed the topic again. If everybody please can go and discussion forums. Where is it now? I can't see it. Okay. Don't stress, don't stress. Here we go. Maybe this year or NSA 2014. To be honest, I just select, let's do this one. CNA, CSU, NSA, AC Twitter, yeah, maybe. Let's everybody use this hashtag and create some noise at Twitter. And probably I'm going to record also a demo for you later where you can do this as well. It will be fun to create some noise and let everybody know what we're doing. Okay, if you go to a training center, do training these days, especially Server 2012, watch out closely to the cover. My book is just out. No, you can't buy it from the bookshops. It's only for the people they're going to do official Microsoft training. But I wanted to share. I'm happy. One of my books is out. I wrote 3 of them. Another new book is out. And if you attend the official training from Microsoft, make sure you see my name there and ask for signature. Okay. Your one-stop shop is http://learn.itmaster.edu.au. Please, please, please. Look, the course is finishing today, but I think they're going to have access. You're going to have access to this site till further notice. Correct me if I'm wrong, James.
Sorry, I just missed that. Thanks for replying to the text.
They're going to have access to our forms till further notice, right?
Yeah, absolutely, for at least a couple of months.
So you will be able to come and log in whenever you like, and I'm going to try to answer most of the questions here as well. The enrollments are still growing, even though I think we have more than 5,000 people now. The enrollment is still growing. People are coming, and that's why we're going to keep the forums up. So feel free to come and communicate over the forums as well. I think by now you all know how to use it. You all know to download the videos or the PDFs or slide text. Okay, securing modems. I think everybody knows what a modem is. These days, if you don't know what a modem is, then you are really in big trouble. A modem is a device that allows 2 computers to communicate per standard phone line. It stands for modulator, demodulator, so modem. What modem is doing, it is converting the digital data into analog signals and converts analog signals back to digital data, or vice versa. These days, modems are getting faster, they're getting more complex. they feature many other stuff. Like these days, the modem is not a modem anymore. You have router modem, wireless access points, all one. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on modems. But the important thing about modems is to secure them. I think first week we did mention it constantly. There are many different modem attacks. Everybody secures their network. You know, I saw a really big organization having ultra security on the network, but they had the modem unpatched. So it's like having a house with full security, but they don't have an alarm. So if someone breaks the door, they can just walk in. Or let's think about a big hole in a house where people come in. So modems have several different vulnerabilities where hackers can discover these and attack into your networks. That's why it's important to place the modem in a secure location so that unauthorized persons cannot use it. As we all know, many modems have remote configurations. I think I can show my modem here just to give you a better idea. Router login, I know you can't see it at the moment. Here we go. Hold on, I don't want you to see my IP address. You saw it already, who cares, okay. You can stop the video and let us see my IP address. This is my very bad Dodo. If anybody's from Dodo, they just fixed my internet. As a customer, I can tell that I'm not happy. So what does a modem have? It has a username, password, IP addresses, DNSs. Now tomorrow I'm gonna get many attacks, I know that. It has logs. As you can see, I had already a couple of DOS attacks in the last few weeks, people trying to scan my network, people trying to connect remotely to my network. It has a basic functionality. By the way, do you notice something? I'm with Dodo, but this is this Optus. Yes, I play the game smart. I just put another modem for you. You can see what I'm doing, and which is going to change right after this presentation. You can see the router status, attached devices. You can see backup settings. Now it's a static IP. Yeah, Jay. Please feel free to come and visit me tonight, okay? I'm really looking forward to see you. Not physically, I mean virtually. Please. Open challenge. Optus recommends. This is my, static IP addressing scheme. So what is this doing? Basically, this is giving me access to the outside world. And it is important. It's like, think about birds or think about humans. We always tell our kids not to talk to strangers. Or if you think about birds, they always try to protect their, what is a baby bird called? Their little kids. Okay, they always try to protect them from humans, so they will try to not interact with humans that much. The idea is why? Because humans are dangerous. Cats are dangerous. Other humans are strangers. So are modems. Modems outside are a big vulnerability to big gateway for bad people to come in. So most people, they just concentrate on internal security, but they forget their modems. And I can tell you, when I was doing full-time penetration testing in a security company before, 3 or 4 out of 10, I used to just be able to hack the companies via the modem access. Yes, what is if you're a big organization, you don't have a modem? All good. Then you are connected straight to the internet, but then you have some other concerns. Unauthorized and non-secure modems will allow attackers an easy and unmonitored method to gain access, unless you got, by the way, Jay, don't try to hack me now, okay? If you're gonna do it please after the class. just no, because seriously, this modem is unpatched. I just put it in so I can show you some stuff. Live videos demo. Oh, cool, comfort. I still got a firewall behind it, which is tracking you. And that I can see your IP addresses from here. James, you
We
want
could
to
use
tell
the, we
Jay's
could use
MAC
the Twitter
address?
tag to arrange it.
Thank you. I thought you were on my side. Okay, hack the modem or hack the router. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing, and you can hack anyone. I wouldn't dream of. Okay. All right. So, what is the modem doing? It helps you to remember the old days when we had dial-up modems. To be honest, the strategy is still the same. What happens is the username password. You used to press dial. It's like a phone call. When you make a phone call, it is connecting to a server. It is verifying your username password, and if you are allowed to connect, then you will be authorized to log in to the internet via ISP. What is if you got a Trojan or a virus? Or what about the gaming service? To be honest, I got the Xbox 360 inside. No, still not Xbox One. And where my son is playing some online game. What's going to happen to these things? Then you have to go to the router and open some ports. Not always, but that's what I prefer. And you can create some different access types for better connectivity. If not, people can do spoofing attack. What is a spoofing attack? In a spoofing attack, the attacker aims to create a context that misleads the victim to make improper security-related decisions. Thing about, like many people hated Windows Vista because of the UAC, the user account control. Let me just open it up. This is Windows 8. They did hate it. Why? Because it was popping most of the time saying, are you sure you want to do that? The idea, the concept was really great, but the missing thing was, which was fixed in Windows 7, that little toolbar, which was telling me, you know what, do not always notify me. Notify me only when I make changes to Windows settings. And you could not just do this. But the concept was great. It was sort of protection regarding fake software. It was sort of protection regarding environments that you don't trust. And spoofing attacks are possible in a material world as well as in an electronic one as well. So we will talk about this in the demo a bit more. What is a call forwarding attack? This is exactly what happened a few weeks ago. What they do is they use some call forwarding features within companies in a business hour. Let's say if there is an oh my God, I can't speak English anymore. Let me read it. During business hours, to implement unanswered transfers from employee to employee. Let's say you are not in your desk. You want to connect to this PC. Guess what? They are not there. You can do whatever you like. But hackers, what they do is they just go and use this methodology. If you remember, there was a really popular software called PC Anywhere, which was really, really popular. And many people used to download PC Anywhere from third-party website, which was embedded with a Trojan, where people used to call forward your attacks, and this was leading for DNS attacks. This was leading for many other attack types where hackers were using. What is the war dialing? War dialing is the process of dialing large number of telephone numbers to locate insecure modems, and this is exactly what they do. If you have a modem like mine at the moment, hackers use different kinds of scanners to inventory to find out your modem type, your device brand, and the aim is to attack. And if you remember, week 1 we did talk about that TP-Link modems, which was vulnerable for these kinds of attack. A hacker could just came in and change the DNS setting. What does it mean? That you were going to their DNS setting and they were sniffing you all the time. What was sniffing again? To be honest, David, you are right. But if you are going to sit in an EC Council official exam, this might be in your exam, and that's why I did cover. And I know this used to be a popular exam question. I don't know if they're still asking it. I done my EC Council ENSA exam years ago. So just to answer a question, you're right. It is not relevant in 2014 anymore, but it's part of the exam. Not my exam, okay? I can tell you I didn't write any question about this. Packet sniffing. Yes, this is still valid. Packet sniffing is basically capturing the packets in your network, and they're trying. It's like when you go to a room and you're looking for something, you open the cabinet and you try to see what is inside. Or let's say you are a FedEx employee who delivers packets from A point to B point. You are a busybody, you open all the packets to see what is inside. This is exactly what a packet sniffing is. Sniffers do basically try to capture the data. They will look for spatial packets such as FTP, SMTP, or IMAP packets. Why? Can anybody quickly write? Why it's good to sniff SMTP, IMAP, FTP packets? Yes, you are right, Eddie. Many copying machines do still have that. I'm going to talk about it shortly. Do you know why people look for this? Yeah, David, you're right. Yes, Coles. Yes, Sean. Because of the clear text password, where people can easily double-click on the text file and see your username and password. Scan agent, SMTPs, yes. So, as Eddie said, there are still, again, this is another very good topic. I was going to talk about it a little bit later, but as Eddie brought it up, I saw many large companies with any kind of security protection you can think about, but they still had fax machines, but they still had all-in-one Canon, Fuji, Xerox, Fuji, you know, all the other brands which I can't remember now. All these brands, they got vulnerabilities as well. What people do is they try to connect these big devices, and I know these devices are usually not part of the domain, and they use LDAP to connect to the domain controller. But hey, what do usually people print? Usually they print some, you know, some important information. If something's printed, it's probably either important or your picture or your son's or daughter's homework, right? Otherwise, what would you? Yeah, Toshiba, Ricoh. Yeah, you know, seriously, I sometimes get too concentrated and don't remember the brands. So if you're printing something, it's most probably important, and unless if it's a homework for your kids, this is good enough information for hackers to gain. And based on the manufacturer, the firmware, if the firmware is not updated frequently, you might be in deep trouble. Okay, the same thing is applied to any kind of hardware. Is it different with routers? I can tell you no. What is a router? A router is a device, could be a software or a computer, that determines the next network point to which a packet should be forwarded towards its destination. Basically, router is connecting two different networks. And if you look in the OSI level, the routers will work in the OSI model as well, and these days they're integrated into your modems. So my actual does this fake modem not? Yeah, I'm using to be honest, I'm using a Sophos. Look, I'm telling you what I'm using. It's Tony Hodge here. I'm using a Sophos router, modem, firewall, UTM, basically all in one against these kinds of attacks, which is at the moment plugged out, so I could show you an example of the modem. So let's quickly talk about a routing metric. What is a metric? A metric is a standard for assessing routers in a network. It will calculate, what is a router doing? It will calculate the best route by making the use of one or more metrics. We have different metrics used in a router, like hop count. What is a hop? Hop is basically how many other routers your packet can travel. Latency is, let's say you send a packet, you ping a destination, the latency is 90 milliseconds or 140 milliseconds. Bandwidth is the thing about a road. The more lines is, the more car can pass through. Think about China traffic, Shanghai traffic, in a two-lane road. What's going to happen? They're jammed already, and in a two-lane road, they're going to be jammed much, much more. Then we have some other words as well, which you can always go and check later in. The important thing here, which I want to tell you, is there are a couple of different routers. The static routes, dynamic routes, and default routes. What is a static route? This is from A point to B points, which is routed, which the routing is configured manually. Then we got a dynamic route, which will keep track of all the changes in the network, such as topology change. Then we got a default route, which is basically a path on which a packet is transmitted when no defined path is available for the destination mode. Let's talk quickly about routing principles. Routing is used to locate the best path from the source to destination. Yeah, you can read it as well. Routing is done on the address stored in the routing. Okay, we got the RAP, and if you remember one of my, I think I just brought it up, or if not, K-enable will do it as well. You can do some RP sniffing. What is the RP? The Address Resolution Protocol. What is the RP doing? The RP is basically telling what your address is and how you connect, how you can identify a MAC address. What was a MAC address? MAC is that unique address which is embedded to your NIC, your network interface card, your network card. How is all this happening? Basically, a packet is directed to the router when the target host is not in the local network. Okay, what does this mean? It means if you don't understand what I'm talking about, please go to dictionary and look at this terminology. This course is assuming that you know the networking basics already. If not, we have a beautiful CCNA class offline where you can go to IT Master's website and sign up to the pre-recorded CCNA class as well. Okay, how can you harden a router? First of all, make sure the firmware is up to date. It's not in slide. Then, make sure the main gateway to the network is the router. Yeah, but keep in mind these routers are probably vulnerable to different attacks. That's why make sure you have a proper DMZ strategy. Try to avoid the defaults. Sometimes if you go with the defaults, this is much easier for hacker to reach you out. Security is provided to secure a router that disables the attacks mounting on the router. That's why I don't use just a basic router anymore. Look, I think it happened in Canberra. I was delivering a CH class, EC Council CH class, many years ago. I had a student from defense. Look, he was such a great student. To be honest, he was much better than me, but he gave me perfect evaluation. I mean, I learned a lot from him. He was able to find the vulnerability. He just bought a router, and during the class he was playing with the router, and he found some vulnerabilities in a dealing router during the class, and basically he was able to use this vulnerability to attack all the other students, which was part of the class. But I was not aware of that vulnerability which was in the dealing router. Dictionary is quite safe website, to be honest, unless something has changed. It could be saying it's a embedded Trojan if you have your flash not updated from Adobe. Otherwise, it should be just, let me see. Dictionary. It's a good point. I don't wanna, unless they're hacked. Dictionary. Come on. What's happened? 1 second, please. I'm just looking at this one. One second, please. Give me. I'm trying to open in the other screen, double checking if there is anything wrong. Alright, let's come here. Dictionary. I didn't get anything. And we can do, hold on, let's do some, alright, here's a live demo. Let's go to dictionary.com. What is dictionary using? At the moment we don't know. I can just come here and Netcraft. It's a beautiful, if you're using, by the way, if you're using Firefox, please go and download that Netcraft toolbar. Yes, it is a toolbar. What you can do with this, you can just come here and you can do a security check. Hack5, yeah, Hack5 is really good website, and that's, as you can see, this site is quite safe. Or you can come from here straight to site report. Based on Netcraft, I don't see any virus. You got all the details here. Look at this, they're running server 1003, IS 6, and they got also Apache 2. Maybe someone just attacked them. Risk rating is 0. They are not on exploits block list or in a domain block list. Does it answer your question? Was it Ted? Someone just mentioned Sturt. So it's quite safe from what I can see. Alright, and I don't know if you noticed. Let's do some, James, can I do some live penetration testing on IT Masters? Out of topic.
Sure.
Okay, itmasters.edu.au. As you can see, we have a verbal confirmation from the website. In what are you using? VP Engine 5.0. Is this what you're using? VP Engine 5.0?
Looks like it.
VP Engine? Yeah, you don't know?
What's the latest? I don't know.
We
control
can
the website myself.
Okay.
I hope it's up to
VP
date.
Engine. Come on. We do some Google hacking later. Probably not now. I don't wanna do out of topic. Okay, you know, I got a defense.go.au. Guess what they are using? And their website. Look at this. They are still using IS 6.0. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. IS 6.0, which is server 1003. If I double click to this, it should just come up here, but for some reason it doesn't. Come on. And you can see they got some embedded flash files in their website. What we can do is with this little software here, which was out of topic, we can go and do some paid search. Let's see if there's an admin login. I don't want to do it in defense. You can see, let's do it in IT Masters, yeah. I don't want to do it just in case we find something. Let me see if James was taking care of the website. This is, remember I done some Google hacking demo? But look at this. This is this little software, which I'm going to tell you very little what it is going and looking for some, it is looking for IT Masters website, and it is looking in the URL if there is any admin administrator login. In this case, it did find some. Yes, and look what it found. Hoo-hoo, that's our course. What else? Look at this. Learn IT Masters Edu login forgot password. What I'm going to do, and look at the IP address. This is currently the IP address of your website, James. 192.245.221.64, whatever it is, using Apache 2.2, 2.3.
This could be correct.
It should be correct. I know it should be correct. Okay, and I can see. Sorry, guys, this is not today's topic, but let me tell you quickly what I'm using here, so you can go and do this add-ins. I'm using Server Spy. Okay, so this is out of topic. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm using also show IP address, as well as the Netgraph anti-phishing toolbar. I got also something called Head Spy. What this can do is, I can just activate it from here, only if I know how to use it. Come on. Customize.
Just a question from Jay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Have you used passive recon, and how does it compare to Netcraft?
Netgraph has its own recon engine, but not for free. So Netgraph is basically selling some of these services where you can pay. But if you use Kali Linux, they have many passive recon engines for free, or active recon engines. Look, I got a beautiful book here which I can highly recommend. I'm just gonna open the webcam. And remind me if I forgot to turn it off. I'm not going to show myself. People can see me, but why I can't see myself? Webcams. Show webcams. Here we go. Can you see the book here? It's called Backtrack 5 Cookbook. Highly recommended book. Okay? You can buy it from Pack Publishing. And I bought it for $5. They had a beautiful discount the other day, and that's me. Hello. What other book I can recommend from Pact as well? The Metasploit Penetration Testing Cookbook. Again, I bought it for $5. Or you can go hacking. That's for the demos that I was preparing you. Another good book, but you can't buy it. The CAS 661 Advanced Penetration Testing. So I will recommend these books to you a little bit later. I can put it in the forms. Bye-bye. Stop webcam. I think I stopped. That's cool. Back to the topic. So I'm closing all this. From what I can see, Dictionary is safe, Sturt. And okay, how can we harden a router? Remember we were talking about modems. It's good to see wearing your Sunday best. Ah, yeah, Sean, you missed the beginning, right? You were not here in the beginning. Everybody saw it before. So it wasn't something new. Okay, it's I think 26 degrees at the moment here in Sydney. I'm burning. Hardening a router. The main gateway to the network is always the router. We did talk about that. So what is an ACL? Access Controls List. Okay, well, I said do not use default, do not stay with the default in your router. Why? Why do you think I said that? Default password.com. Is anybody keen to tell me the router model? Yes. You're in Maryland. Heva, I'm in Maryland as well. Yavara? Yeah. I'm ACES. Okay, let's do ACES. Control F, ACES. There we go, ACES. I don't want to look for your specific ACES model, but look at this. You can just get the manufacturer, the product, the firmware, the protocol, default protocol, the default username, the default password, and the default access code. Ah, perfect, Robert. What's your IP address? TP-Link at work and you didn't patch it? Don't worry, someone probably found it already. Just check your DNS settings. Okay, TP-Link. So, if you didn't patch your router, probably your password is somewhere here. You can just scroll down and it's a beautiful list. Is my webcam still on? Really? Come on.
I'm not seeing it.
I think it's the old message which I just saw.
Yeah.
Okay, so defaultpassword.com. Okay? Technicolor, what is that? Guys, let me concentrate. Otherwise you're going to be here till 10 o'clock. Okay, creating a standard ACL. A standard ACL allows or disrupts the traffic based on the source IP address in the data packet. Access control list is always a good way to allow or deny access to your router. And you should always limit any kind of accesses to your router, to your network, or your computer. So the question is, how can you secure your routers? To be honest, you are dependent on someone else. But what I can recommend is SSH. Actually, EC Council has recommended that. Yes, and please don't write it down. I know SSH were cracked in some instances before, such as SSL, such as any other possible human-made stuff. So nothing is unbreakable. But your job is, remember, to make it harder. So SSH is a program which permits users to log on another computer or the network. But it's not just a program which allows you to log on. It will also use some kind of encryption, strong encryption, and authentication to provide a high-level security. It encrypts all information exchanged during the logon process between the router and the remote hosts. But you should install the SSH client software before you can use in both sides. SSH is a protocol, but it has also some software which you can use as a program. Yes, you're right, Andres. Thank you for the clarification. Some people might get confused. Thank you. There are different authentication methods in SSH. Password. I think everybody knows the authentication methods. Password, which is your RSA authentication, performs authentication using public key encryption. Kerberos. What is Kerberos? It's a security protocol, ticketing based. Supports authentication of remote and end users using public key encryption. Smart cards. Provides hardware-based authentication to verify the identity of remote users. Digital certificates. Provides the option of using digital signatures to verify the identity of remote users. This is the standard definitions, which I think we all know. Quick recap. I think we all know what the router is. It can function in layer 2, layer 3, the network layer of the OSI modules. We talked about metrics. We talked about different authentication methods of routers as well. Operating system security. To be honest, this is by itself a couple of days topic. If you know ENSA, Sturt, sorry, the Australian Security Computer Emergency Response Team, I had a beautiful presentation there, and I think I can tell you. Look, I can tell this now. I want you to keep an eye in my blog. At May 8th US time, or let me say May 9 Australia time, I'm going to be in Seattle to deliver a advanced Windows security class, and it's going to be free via MEA, Microsoft Virtual Academy, and it's all going to be about security. I'm going to have a Microsoft employee with me. He works in a security field as Premier Field Engineer, Milad Aslaner. He's a great guy. We are going to deliver a beautiful workshop cool MVA, great resource. Yes, it is great resource. For the ones they don't know MVA, MicrosoftVirtualAcademy.com, totally free. So what do you want to learn? 2012, you don't have money to buy my book? Yeah, no problem, don't buy my book. I don't mind, but come here. You can come and do courses for me totally for free. And the credit goes to, who said? To Robert Crook. Okay. Products, Windows 8.1.8. You can come and do lots of courses for free, totally for free. And you gain points. You can see I'm a gold member. Even I'm doing courses here. I'm gonna be basically in this website together with Milad Astraner. Who is Milad? This is this guy here. Let me show you. So you can come and you will have modules here, similar to our platform, where you can download the slides or watch the presentation. Milad done this before, so basically we're gonna do it with him. So I'm preparing some slide deck to those as well. So May 8th, don't forget the date. So keep an eye on my blog. And you smash the points. I have only got 638. Oh, yeah, you know. What? Microsoft doing something for free? This website is always for free, Jay. But don't forget, you have to have Windows to be able to test these things. Saying that, another great resource, technet.microsoft.com. Please, 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 come here, click and learn. Yeah, 180-day trials, as Robert said, but I got even something better. If you say, I didn't put it in my how to build your demo lab, but if you say you don't have money, you don't have time, you don't have blah 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 excuse to build virtual labs, no problem. Click and learn, click in hands-on labs. Guess what? All these labs are totally for free. So what you can do is you can come here, sorry, and let's say you want to try Windows Server 2012 R2. You can come and click Get Started Now. This will connect you to a virtual environment and launch the lab. Did I click something wrong? Shouldn't ask too many questions. Here we go. This is supposed to come up. Let's say you want to learn about Server 2012, I said, right? You can get all these products. Click on this link here, lab URL, my pop-up blocker. Come on, Erdal. Finally, here it is. It's gonna connect. Thanks, Erdal. Technique is very useful. Yeah. Launch lab. I know some of you do know that, but we have people from all across the globe. And this is built by HOL Labs. To be honest, the guy who built this interface is Australian, Brad Palmy, a great friend of mine. The guy who owns HOL is Corey Hines, another great friend of mine who lives in America. And this will basically launch the labs for you. The only bad thing about this for you, you can't do any security labs because you will be only limited into Microsoft environment, so you can't download any third-party applications. But you can come and here you got a full 2012 server here, and you can do all your testing from here. Look, they got the manual here. I mean, I got two screens. Usually I put this in my second screen, or what I can do is you can just do this. Read this from here. Scroll down. You can download and print it. You can save it offline and just do the steps. It's highly recommended. While I'm here, it's the EC Council course. Let me also recommend you something else from EC Council. If you really want to learn hacking via EC Council, ilabs.eccouncil.org. All right. You can come and let me just 1 second. I forgot my username. Yeah, feel free to hack my password if you can. Beautiful, paste. This is another great, that's where I'm doing most of the, if you watch my today Snort demo, to be honest, that's how I done it. I can come just here. I can just come to CH, for example, and you have footprinting, scanning, enumeration, system hacking, lots of demo environment, again, similar to Microsoft ones, but the good thing is you can install any software you like, and they got it already pre-built inside. So you can go and purchase this straight from EC Council. I think it's not too expensive as well. I'm gonna close this down as well. So just this was answering a few questions. Okay, what is BIOS? Basic input-output operating system. Yeah. So what is service, not system, sorry. What is a BIOS doing? When you press the power button on your computer, what is happening? You usually hear the beep sound first. Beep. So your motherboard has the embedded, let's say, service operating system. Okay, let's say operating service, which checks, hey, motherboard. Yeah, that's motherboard. Hey, CPU, are you there? Yes, no problem. Hey, RAM, are you there? Yes, no problem. Hey, hard drive, are you there? Yes, no problem. Do I need a VGA? Yeah. Beep. Start, no issues. What is if RAM is dead or missing? Then you're gonna hit beep, 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 beep sounds, right? So a BIOS is basically your first point where your operating system starts. And many people do underestimate BIOS security. They only update the BIOS. Let's say you got an old computer and you want to install Windows 8.1. Microsoft do recommend you to update the BIOS. If your BIOS, motherboard manufacturer has a BIOS update, you can just go download and flash your BIOS, and you can just update your BIOS. If not, you're stuck. You can't do anything. It is highly recommended that you keep your BIOS up to date. You protect your BIOS with a password, and you should, prevent startup from removable media. Okay, this is very, very easy recommendation. What was Windows Registry again? If you go and type regedit in your start button, that's what I done. This will open you the registry. What is the registry? The registry is the backbone of your Windows. It will show everything what is installed in your environment. In this case, you will see my computer had bad stuff like Apple. I got FileZilla. I got, Mozilla. I got many Microsoft stuff. I got some other stuff here, which I'm using. So it's keeping all my system configuration files, a track of all my devices, a track of all my user accounts, all open ports. Basically, registry is where all my data is stored in binary files. It has information about everything in your Windows, including your serial numbers. What is a process? I think we all know Task Manager. Here's the Task Manager. This is Windows 8 Task Manager. It's great. I love it. I think I got Windows 7 Task here as well. Hold on. Where is my VM? Here we go. That's my VM. If you're using Windows 7, your task manager will look like this. It shows all the tasks running in your computer, the process ID, the description, the status, and the group which is connected to. Okay? If you look Windows 8, this is a bit better. You can see now performance of your CPU, of your network, of your Ethernet, your app history, your startup files. Look, the Zemana antivirus, it's taking lots of time during my startup. You can see logged in users, and you can see that I logged in as Erdal Ozkaya. You can see all the processes that I'm running at the moment. Bad me. I got a Java running here. Not recommended. But then I can't run this class. So, if you are a security professional and still using Task Manager, this is a big shame. A security professional should use, I'm going to show you right now. Can anybody quickly type what should we use? PowerShell? Remember, I think I had it in one of my demo videos, Process Explorer. Did anybody write it down? I didn't see it, sorry.
Yep,
This Process
about
Explorer,
8
yes.
people.
Yeah, beautiful. The tools from Mark Rosnovich. Mark Rosnovich, I know him in person. He's a really great guy, and to be honest, he's writing great software. If you ever use something called ERD commander from internals, which was able to bypass any Windows password, this was his software. If you remember this Sony Trojan, that was the guy who found this, not Trojan, rootkit, sorry. Okay, look at this. Why do you use this? Because this is not showing you just the process ID. It shows you the CPU usage, the private bytes, and you can always come and look, hey, what is this? You're not sure, you can search online. The new version now can help you to submit the file to VirusTotal. Do I got the latest version? You can basically submit the file to VirusTotal. Like, if you don't know what this application is, for example, you can just click this little target icon here, press here, hey, this is Windows PowerShell. Is it safe? I don't know. Let's check. Properties. Here's the properties. Security. Okay. Look at this. The admins can use it. Anybody can use it. Okay. Is it really safe? How can I make sure that this software is safe? You can go and look in the details where it's been installed, what kind of assembly has been used, the strings, the image, and is it really Explorer.exe or is it really a fake program which is running the background? Let's verify it. It will go to marks.com at the background, and look at this. Now it's been verified. It is really Windows PowerShell. Yes, I do agree, Dave. Sysinternals.com is the website where you can download this, okay? And this is just only one of the, you can come to the options here. So if you want to learn more about this, go to, here's another great website for you. mstechit.com, no. Channel9msdn.com. Channel9msdn.com. I was referring to that 4 minutes ago. Perfect, Eva. ERD commander, yes. So look, if you come here, come to speakers. Come to E. First I'm going to show my one, of course. Sorry, Mark. I love you, but I can't find my name. Hey, look, those guys like these sessions delivered in the last year for Microsoft events. You can come and watch all my sessions. This one, I think it's been uploaded into your portal. I would highly recommend you to watch this sequence deep drive or desktop security, or if you're still using Windows 7, how it works better with where is the other one? Hey, you get off my network. Here we go. Hey, you get off my network is the highly recommended one. But to be honest, I came here to show, you can find all this in my blog, Marcus Norwich. If you click in M, one of the best speakers and most entertaining speakers, Marcus Norwich. Here we go. I have only 20 sessions. This guy has 61 sessions. And don't worry about Azure, unless you are interested in Azure. I want you to watch License to Kill, Malware Hunting with Sysinternals. Just an example. You can come watch the session for free. You can download the PowerPoints. You can download even the session totally for free. And I would highly recommend you watch all Case of Unexplained series. You watch all Hunting with Sysinternal Tool series. So doesn't matter how much I show you here, this guy knows much better than me. So go and watch this guy's session, and he has lots of books. If you go to Facebook, he has also come on. This is all his books. You can just connect with him here as well. I think I got some links for my, most of you like me as well, so you can connect from here as well. So back to the topic. So process, it's a program running an operating system which is run as a process. You saw with sysinternal tools where the process is running, where in the hard drive is being located. Also, you saw me where, I mean, look, this is the registry. I can go straight to the registry from here and maybe delete it. This is straight the location file where it's been installed. This is how it's been running. So highly recommend it to learn about this, okay? What is the resource access? Any questions so far? While I drink the water. James?
Yeah, we got one here just from a bit earlier about asking for any comments on UEFI boot priority bypassing normal boot sequence on default BIOS of new computers.
I mean, I have nothing at the moment, but you know, you have. But actually, yes, I totally forgot to add this into my slides. You know, BIOS is now old-fashioned. BIOS is bad. So if you have a modern computer or Windows 8, if you have a computer which comes with Windows 8, it is starting with UEFI. And this is the replacement for BIOS. I think I got a recorded demo somewhere which I can upload it for you. Let me just, I'm just gonna open, I think I can just show you. I got a beautiful slide deck here. Not this one. This is all the conferences that I spoke, Windows 7. I don't know where it is now, but I can upload, I'm more than happy to upload the slide deck about UEFI and how you can secure Windows 8 with it. It is our Windows with it. What it does is, you know, there are many rootkits which these days sits straight. Give me 1 second. I think I'm gonna find it somewhere here. I thought, to be honest, I don't want to lose much time with it. What it does is Windows. Let's say you install a rootkit without knowing. Next time when you restart your computer, Windows is gonna check. Hey, this little program is trying to change the Windows catalog, the kernel, or it's trying to do some unauthorized changes. It's going to go automatically repair mode and get rid of the virus for you. Most of the time it does. If not, you will get dead of blue screen anyway. So Windows 8 has an inbuilt protection to that, which I really love. So please remind me in the forums or via email. I'm more than happy to put that slide deck for you. You can watch it later. Any other questions, James?
Not just for now. I think you've covered most of them as you've been going.
God. Let me speed up, yeah. Speed up, I'm already faster. What is a DSA? This is a Directory Services Agent, which is a service used to verify domain users with the help of corresponding between the local security authority and Active Directory. We got some anti-security, don't worry about that. So what I can do is quickly, how does this is, no, not this one, I don't have a domain. Let me, MS Terminal Services Client. I'm just connecting to a site. I couldn't, as you could see. Okay, so I don't remember the IP address, but I can do an offline session for you for Active Directory. What is an Active Directory? Active Directory is basically a directory which keeps track of all your devices which is connected to the server, all the user access, and it is using Kerberos security in the background. I think we got a couple of slides a little bit later. I'm going to leave this when we come there, but please remind me in the forums. I'm more than happy to do a quick Active Directory demo to show you how it secures you compared to SAM. Now, AD versus workgroup. I was trying to remember the workgroup. Why Active Directory is more secure? Let's talk just about SAM. What was SAM? I'm not talking to a student from Zimbabwe. Just joking. SAM is a security account manager. It holds all the usernames, passwords. So if you in a workgroup, all this information is kept in the registry of that local computer. But in Active Directory environment, all this information is stored in Active Directory, which is usually harder to reach out, which is usually protected better. And that's why I would highly recommend you guys to use AD in your environment, which I'm pretty sure most of your enterprise environment are using Microsoft AD or some equivalent services such as Red Hat. What is a DACL? A discretionary access control list, which is a list of user accounts and group accounts with the authorized for using the services of an object will be called DACL. Then we have ACE, which is the access control entry. It's a security mechanism that attaches a security identifier to permit or deny object access. What is SID? Security identifier is basically you. Let's say I create a username called Ozkaya. As soon as I do that in my domain controller, it will generate a SID for me. What is if I delete that user with mistake? As soon as you realize that you deleted, you go and create a new one called Ozkaya. And this will get another SID. Will this be the same SID even though it's the same username? The answer is no. So SID is basically, as it says, making identifier unique. And we're using the ACE, DACL to create proper security. SAM accounts can be reset using tools. Yes, however, definitely it can be. That's why we recommend not to use workgroup. We recommend, if you're in a Microsoft environment, to use Active Directory. Okay, here's an example. Like we used to use ERV commander, As soon as Microsoft bought EID Commander, they removed the product. They don't sell it anymore, but they put it in the Windows optimization pack, which is, which you can purchase for extra. Okay, let's say you got a Windows device. This is not a hacking class, but I think I can ask you this question. This device is Windows 8.1, up to date, and you don't have any encryption in the device. How can you see you don't know the username and password? Can you connect to the hard drive and see all the information on it? I think I don't have to wait until you type yes. The answer is yes. Let's say get a Ubuntu USB stick, boot from that disk, and if Windows is not encrypted, then you can just go. You can do this with any computer. You can just connect to any drive in that computer and access copy files without logging into Windows or into Apple or into Linux. That's why it's important you encrypt even your home computer. Look, many years ago, I used to do forensics. Let's say the customer crashed his hard drive. I used to take my, or they forget the password. I used to unscrew the hard drive, put in my forensic kit, run the software, go in. But then one day I discovered, hey, why am I not doing this? Of course, you can get the password out with that software, but it will help you to do some other stuff, as I said, which I can recommend you to play with it. If you don't believe me, try it in your laptop, try it in your desktop, just tonight when you finish. Game over if you have physical access to any machines. Definitely yes, Sean. So that's why I say always, if you can touch a PC, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That's why physical security is important, as well as the modem security, network security. Okay, back to the topic. What is a right and what's permission? Right versus permission. Activities that a user can carry out on many or all system objects are called a user right. Okay. User rights are required to perform actions that affect many objects together, like shutting down the operating system. Information about system security that can use a permission stored in Security Manager database. Okay. Now, a user with a user right to perform any particular task can overlook the access permissions of the user other accounts. So, what is that? Here's my computer. Here's my files. Let's say session CBTs. Okay, what is this? The red hack. Okay. Co-impact videos. Right-click properties. You can see this is a read-only file. I got the security. You can see the users that have access to it. If I click edit, you will see that I got full control, modify, read and execute, list, read, and special permissions. What is this? This is the Windows NTFS, NT file permissions, which either allows people to connect into it or block. Like I can go, for example, to admins and I block them. Doesn't matter they're admin or not. As soon as I block them, they will have no access. Why? Because deny is the king. Deny will always override any kind of access. If I go to users, you can see some of them are grayed out, which means inherited. Inherited means it will automatically get the permission from the one above folder. It is like inheriting from people that die from your family. You know, they give you the houses, money, whatever. So, do you have this in a FAT file permission? No, FAT file access permission, which is old school. No. Usually, if you have a USB stick, older one, it used to be formatted as FAT, but it wasn't secure. Why? Because anybody can just bypass some security features like that. That's why Microsoft highly recommends you, like if you have Windows 2008 R2 and above, you can't install FAT operating system anymore. FAT is not operating system, sorry, FAT file system anymore, I'm sorry. If you corrected me, I didn't see it, no need to type it down. I'm just getting a bit tired. This is the file permissions, NTFS file permissions, which gives you access. Again, this is not a Windows class. If you want to learn more about that, you can always go to our forum. Can you see the screen, or did you lost it, guys?
I can see it.
Beautiful. It's all about you, James. If you can see it, who cares about the rest?
Jay can see it too.
Ah, beautiful. You and Jay. You can come and watch the Windows Server 2012 course. Yes, I'm not going to give you my book for free, but hey, this is way before my book. We are talking here about the file and folder permissions, so access control list. Please come, go register to this course. I think it's still available. And please go and watch. I did run it together with Steven. Steven is a great instructor which lives overseas, actually, in Europe. Steven Zorbist, okay? So please go and watch it. As I said, if you want to learn about SIP security, Quack, Dr. Quack, he's at the moment doing his second doctorate via IT Masters CSU. Highly recommended. Go and register to the SIP via CSIP classes via IT Masters.
Actually, are you showing a video up on the screen at the moment, or are you still just on the PowerPoint?
I'm still in the PowerPoint. Why?
Oh, cool. Sorry, I thought you were showing the thing for people to see. That's
PowerPoint.
right.
No, I just went to website and showed it from there.
Yep.
Okay, what is EFS? Encrypted file system. To be honest, I don't want to call it really encryption. What is it doing? I'm going to do that. Can you see my desktop, or you lost me?
I'm seeing the PowerPoint.
Can you see my desktop? Ah, you see PowerPoint? Okay. Let me just screen expose, okay? Let me just show. Ah, no! Can you hear me? Go to meetings not responding. Guys, can you hear me? Ah, beautiful. I'll change my mind. I'm not going to touch it. EFS is basically, you can do it live. Go to your desktop, right-click, new, let's create a folder. Right-click the folder, go to properties. So any folder, right-click, go to properties. And from there, you will see that, hey, here, I can do it this way. You can, yeah, I couldn't share my desktop, I just remember to do that. When you come here, no, I can do it from here, can't I? No, I can't. Yeah, I can. Look at this. You either compress a file or encrypt a file. As soon as you encrypt a file, the content of this file is going to be encrypted. So any other user which doesn't have access based on this security setting is not going to be able to connect to this folder. Okay, what is if I place this in my IT Masters domain and I resign tomorrow? What is, and our CEO, Martin, wants to access my files, right? It's now owned by the company. Can you access it? Can you access it without knowing my username? I'm not going to tell my username and password. What's the answer? Of course, no. What he's going to do, he's going to call Mr. James Hale. He's going to say, James, IT Guru, can you please help me to decrypt this EFS? He's going to say, no problem. I got admin rights. I'm the recovery agent. And he can just go and recover this from the AD, which will give access to anybody he thinks he should have access. So it's a file system driver that can encrypt and decrypt the files during transmission. EFS technology has lots of benefits, such as encrypting for free, but you cannot, it says benefit, but I don't see it as a benefit. Disk drives cannot be accessed directly. It provides better system security, yes, but you can do it on a folder level. If you want to do in a dry level, then you should use file encryption, which is called BitLocker, which is free from Microsoft. Let me show you that as well. Windows E, right click, turn BitLocker on. As you can see, I don't have BitLocker turned on, but I got it in my all external drives. Hold on, here we go. This device can't be started using trusted platform. So base. 1 second, please. Okay, you can just, you can come to BitLocker here. You either turn it on or off. You can just select the password. Let's say I use password 1. Do you think it's going to accept it? No, it's going to say, you know what? You should have a password with the this. It tells you all the uppercase, lowercase letters. So basically, it is forcing you to have security. And if you have a USB stick and not using BitLocker, then you are doing something bad. You should highly do that. By the way, I've done the demo. Active Directory, we did quickly talk about it. I said it is, think about any directory, such as Yellow Pages. Okay? The only difference is Yellow Pages has information about the advertisers, where Active Directory has information about anything and everything in the network. From ACL to DCLs, from SIDs to FIDs, from FIDs to printers, from printers to OUs, from OUs to group policies. What is a group policy? A group policy is a policy that you apply to a group. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I did talk about the AGP policy. Put individual accounts into groups and give permissions to the groups. AGP. What's going on? AGP. Put any individual account into group, such as James Hale, Erdal Ozkaya, Muhammad Tarek, Andrew Dixon, David Botox, sorry David, David Booth, how did that come to Botox? Red, and assign permissions to group. David Botox, I'm sorry. This is the basic security, and don't forget, ENSA is just covering ENSA is the first step of CEH. So that's why you don't see any deep hacking stuff here, but I have really a couple of smart students from the responses back. That's why I'm trying to show the extra stuff as well. 8:28. James, what time do you want me to finish today? 9 or any time now?
Yeah, I still think 9 would be good if you could. We could go informally a bit longer after that, but if we could cover most of the main content by 9.
9 will be finished.
Ta.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Please have the exam. Okay, we're going to talk about the exam, Samuel. Can you hold another half an hour? Would you recommend TrueCrypt or BitLocker, or is BitLocker sufficient in your opinion? TrueCrypt is a freeware. BitLocker is a freeware as well. To be honest, if you're an Active Directory environment, I would highly recommend BitLocker. Why? Because if you forget your BitLocker password, you can decrypt it from Active Directory. Then with TrueCrypt, to do that, you have to purchase the enterprise suite. Is there any ETA on finishing? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. We just talked about it, Michael. Hello. No problem, Arvin. Paul Neal, okay, all good. No screen now. Okay, Mr. Botox. Okay, Kerberos authentication and domain security. What is Kerberos? Kerberos is a ticketing system. It's a protocol which is embedded to many operating systems, such as Linux or Windows. If you want to sell your operating system to government, then especially US government, then they do force you to have Kerberos protocol. At the moment, version 5 is the latest one. It's used in Unix, which includes Apple as well. It is using a shared secret keys, which stores in the key distribution center, and it acts as a trusted third-party server. And what you can do is, let's say you got 2 different domains in a Windows environment. You can just create a trust and make it a forest. What is a trust? Let's try straight away what the trust is. Hey James.
Yep.
Can you borrow me $10?
No.
10, come on.
Yes, sure. Okay. Only for the
I
purpose
didn't
of
say
this,
100.
officially.
What about $100?
100, that's fine.
$1,000?
Yeah, actually, I know where you live. That's fine.
Ah, sure, okay.
That trust,
You know what
I
I mean?
don't think
So,
there's trust.
trust
Sorry.
relationship.
Bad at that part.
So this is, you got a partner, let's say me and my wife, okay? Let's use me as an example. There is from my end, there's a two-way trust. I trust my wife trusts me. But from my wife way is maybe one-way trust. I trust her, but she doesn't trust me. You know what I mean? So then we have a Kerberos trust. What is a Kerberos trust? A system to trust between any Kerberos supported protocol, such as Windows and Linux. Then we got transitive trust. What is transitive trust? For example, my kids. I trust them with everything, no question asked. That's a little. When they grow up, maybe this will change. Transitive trust is basically trust is like everything which is mine is my kids. Then we have a shortcut trust. Basically, in a trust relationship, you have to always go to your upper trust relation, and then the upper, then from there, the link to any other trust. But instead of doing all this transition, you can just create a shortcut trust straight to the trust that you want to connect. It is basically helping different domains to join. Let's say IT Master, okay, IT Master CSU, it's not a good example. Okay, let's talk about CAM Technologies, where I work. It's a load balancing company. One day, maybe we will go and buy F5. So, for marketing reasons, we want to keep 2 companies separate. What's going to happen is, I'm going to keep all my camp users as camp users and F5 users as F5 users. But I want to create a trust relationship between this domain so I can control it both ways. Okay, IPsec, I'm going to quickly, look, I'm going to leave the demos for offline dev, okay? IPsec is basically a policy set which you can go and set it up. If you're using IPv6, do you need IPsec? No, because it's enabled by default. It is basically, you can just create some policies between servers and clients to create encrypted communications. What else can you use? You can use PKIs, public key PKIs or PKEs. What is public key encryption? What it is basically, you use, like, let's say CA, Certificate Authority, which you install Windows or Linux computers to issue certificates. But are you going to do this into your websites? No. You're going to go use Komodo. You're going to use VeriSign. You're going to use GoDaddy PKIs. Okay? Basically, you're going to get the certificate from them, and you're going to leave all these security transmissions for them. What else? We can use, for example, digital signatures. What is a digital signature? For some of you, it's going to be boring, I know. If I can go to my desktop. Here we go. Let's go to Combank. Combank.com.au. Let me log into my banking. I just forgot my client number. James, can I get your client number for a second?
Oh, sorry, I forgot it.
Jay? Okay, nobody wants me to give the client number. How can you know this website is secure? Ah, look at this. Ted gave me his one. 321. Ah, you're a good typer. Now, without looking to your screen, can you type the same number again? If you do, I'm going to give you $5. Okay. How can you know this website is secure? HTTPS. What else? There is a lock. Let me click in the lock. Website identification. It's verified by VeriSign. Hey, look at this. This is a certificate, which is expiring in 2014. Details are here. Certification paths are here. X509 certificate. Yes, as Andrew said. So, back to the topic. This is just helping some security. Then we got some integrity checks. Checksum is the unique value at the respected the size and the content of the message. Okay, then we got user management in Linux. How you do in Linux? You can just use some command lines such as user add, user mod, user delete, password, passwd. This will help you to manage your Linux computers. All your password in a Linux is stored in etc/passwords. So if you're doing the EC Council official exam, promise you're going to see a few exam questions here. Okay? So I might write a question about this as well. So I didn't write the exam questions yet. Account security is usually stored in etc shadow, etc group. So why I did put this in? Most of you do not use Linux, I know that. And that's why I wanted to put the details here in, because with Windows, most of the people, they know SAM, they know ACLs, DCLs, this and that, but not with Linux. That's why I put this all one by one here, so you can read and learn where they are, and hopefully answer the exam questions. Remember, with Microsoft, we had more than 6 NTFS security types, where with Linux it's just 3, which is read, write, and execute. And the default Linux directories are here: root file system, bin, boot. Did you watch my Snort demo, which I uploaded today, thanks to Dodo? If not, you will see that I'm just connecting to root from there and running some scan. With Macintosh, it's not different, very similar to Linux, because it's based on Linux. It's highly recommended you secure your default configuration. It's highly recommended you run, look, Apple is not more secure than anything else. Especially these days, Apple is a bigger target, because it's getting more and more popular. I know many Apple users, they do not use antivirus, because they say, oh, who's going to hack a Mac? You'll be surprised. Doesn't matter what you're using. Doesn't matter, even if it's Ubuntu. Please go and buy an antivirus. If not, go and use antivirus. Yes, Sean, believe it or not, people, they do that. Andreas, yes. Opt.variables is good. Yes, Sean, you know, Sophos is a free Mac. Sophos has one. Use the Sophos. Yeah, there are zillions of free ones. Go and use it. Patch management. Okay, look, I got a full demo on patch management, which is about Vanguard, which is about MBSA, Microsoft Baseline Security Analyzer, and which is also about, I'm not going to do any System Center one, but if you want to do any System Center, Microsoft System Center patch management, go do it yourself. Here's the website, technet.microsoft.com. Click and learn. From learn, come to virtual labs and just do it yourself, okay? This is only a 4 weeks course, which I don't have much time to cover everything. It's important to have a change management rules. You should not patch it. Look, today there is a urgent patch. If you're following my Facebook page or any other security website, you probably noticed, look at this. Critical Internet Explorer flaws discovered. If you didn't patch your computer today, then you are most probably under danger. Microsoft had today around 100-something megabyte patches. Today is Tuesday, right? Actually Wednesday, yeah, Tuesday in US. Which also patch Internet Explorer. So, if you're using IE, which I am, then you should patch your operating system. Today is Thursday. Yeah, you know, I patched it today. I'm bad. The 4 weeks lecture slides will be enough. Yeah, Kumudumale, just give me 10 more minutes. I'm going to speak about the exam in 10 minutes, okay? Promise. This is more important than the exam. The exam is open book. But real life is closed book. Once you're in trouble, you can't do anything. You have to know as soon as possible what to do. You will not have enough time to go to Google. That's why, listen. What is a hotfix? It's a code that fixes a bug in a product. What is it also referred as security fixes? What is a roll-up? Usually they put all the fixes into one pack and they create roll-up. What is a service pack? They put all the hot fixes and roll-ups into service pack and update the operating system. Patch testing is highly recommended before you install any updates into your computers, because everybody knows dead of blue screen, but a couple of months ago there was a dead of black screen. One of the patches was causing black screen in your Windows PCs. That's why it's highly recommended to use WSUS, which is totally free from Microsoft Windows Software Update Services. If you purchase the EC Council official materials, they're going to have some stuff based on 2003, so I would recommend you go and do the WSUS lab in TechNet. And please watch my demo video, which I didn't upload yet, about MBSA, about GFI. Okay, so I'm going to leave this there. Okay. What is the network vulnerability assessment? First of all, we did talk about vulnerabilities. I'm not going to talk about it again. I want you to just keep in mind, when you run a vulnerability assessment, you are in a good side. Your job is, or should be, to test the systems to see if there is any open holes. Your job is to find the open holes before the hackers. Your job is not to bring the system down, to patch the hole before someone else brings the system down. And this is exactly what vulnerability assessment or penetration testing is. Your job is basically to create a proper report. And this report should have a timeline. It should be based on policies, procedures, and modification. It should, look, I have many stuff in my blog, which you should go Android required for what? Sorry, I'm going to look on the screen later. If you go to my blog, do I got a blog? yourmct.com, or if you go to ISO, please, look, I don't need more clicks, just go and do something else. Go and play with this ISO stuff here. It gives you more than enough information to, like security management here. What the firewall is, it gives you all the definitions. If you go one level down, you will have also best practices. Don't worry, the hit looks at the moment I transferred everything from my old blog. This had all thousands of hits in my previous blog, which I couldn't transfer over. So please come and read these articles here, which will give you much more information about, especially this website here, ISO 27000standard.com. Has lots of free white papers which you can learn about proper vulnerability security documentations, which can be used as vulnerability documentation as well. Also, there is a beautiful website. It's not in my site. I was supposed to put it. I forgot. Called Vulnerability Assessment Core UK. Here we go. This website, vulnerabilityassessment.co.uk. If you did anybody went to this website before? Please be honest. Good. Then probably if you went to this website, you know that this is a sister website of mine. Basically, they do recommend me, like this year. And I was talking about this website. I did recommend this website 2011 at TechEd. So you can come and get lots of information here, such as GFI Lenga 2014 in depth, such as pen test framework, such as PDFs. It's highly recommended website, just because Google wasn't checking apps until the end of. Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. Yep, I used Lookout Mobile Security for Android. Alright, I think they're talking something else. So you can come and get some information from me as well, okay? If you come here, you will see that my website is also been recommended. As I do recommend them, they recommend me. They scratch my back, I scratch their back. And you can come and get more information. It's a highly recommended website here. Okay, so you can just read this later. I'm going to leave this later, the tools, everything here, important. So, did I skip really something? Saint is a good software. I mean, they are all in that website. Please read this slides. That's not nothing new. That's very similar on what I talked on week 1, okay? So that's why I'm just quickly skipping it. I left it in the slide as reminder for the exam. Important. There are lots of new demo videos which I did recorded, but thanks to Dodo I couldn't upload it. I started to upload them slowly. I stopped the upload just before the class because I don't want any bad latency issues with this class. But I'm gonna start uploading right after. Make sure you read my slides before the exam. Yes, feel free to read the EC Council one as well. But the questions that I'm gonna write is mainly based on my slides. And as I knew today we're going to have not enough time, I'm going to create 10, maybe 5 or 10 demo questions, and I'm going to record a video. I'm going to show you how you can answer these questions. Look, James gave me an ultimatum today. He's going to have the exam questions for me later on Monday. Just to let you know, I'm flying on Sunday to New Zealand, so I have to send the question to James later this Sunday. If not, I will finish them Monday in New Zealand and send it to him. So the exam question is going to be written this weekend. About the exam. The exam is timed, so you don't have unlimited time. James, how many questions do you want me to ask in the exam? That's it, live.
40. So
40? Isn't it too much?
No, everyone will be fine. It's essentially about
30 was good.
Because you got 4 weeks.
10 per week? Okay, alright. We got 40 questions. Even I didn't know about it. Which means we're going to give them 1 hour time? Yep. Or a bit more? 2 minutes
1
each?
Hour. Or we'll test the timing of the exam to make sure it's appropriate.
Okay, 1 to 1.5 hours time. Okay? You got only 1 attempt. Correct me if I'm wrong, James?
Yep. Unless something massively technical goes wrong.
Yes. If something goes wrong in the email, you should email James as soon as possible. What is if you find any stupidism in the exam questions? Don't email James, because James is going to forward it to me. You better just email me. Okay? Anything regarding the answers or the content, email me. Any technical issues, feel free to email me, but your main contact point is James. Do you get a certificate if you complete the course? Remember we did talk about it in week 1. Yes. James, do you got the details now or not?
Yep. So this is...
I'm going to sign it digitally. I know that.
Yeah, so you get a certificate if you pass this exam, which is, I guess, the completion of the course. This certificate is from us. It's from CSU and IT Masters and EC Council. But it's worth clarifying that it is not the official ENSA certification
I've got
itself.
a slide deck about this, yeah. So, as James said, this is not the official EC Council ENSA exam. What does this mean? If you have 2 years experience, very important, if you have 2 years experience, then you can buy the official courseware and exam voucher. I think they told me it was $150, a very special price. Usually it's the exam, the courseware by itself is goes to $1,000, or in eBay you can buy for $300-400, then exam voucher. I think EC Council, I mean, I got an email from Sean, the vice president. He told me he's $150, but let me verify that. Are we going to email everybody with the offer, James, or should we just put in the forms?
Good question. We'll put it in the forums, and I'll talk to the others about emailing
Yeah.
it what we email afterwards.
Because I had lots of emails about this. I have the answer from Sean. He emailed me back. He said $150, and I think it's a fair price. I know we got people which doesn't live. I mean, we got people from Africa and some other countries which has lower income, and $150 is a lot. For those people, please email me. Like, not everybody, okay? Like, if you're living in Australia and you're saying $150 a lot, don't email me because I'm gonna delete it. But if you're living in, I got many students from Africa, and I know $150 in some places lots of money. So where people get averagely $100 per month. For those people, email me. I will try. No promise. I will forward them to EC Council, and I will try to get you special price. But again, nothing to do with us, CSU or IT Masters. Okay? This is just a personal favor. This offers a timeline? Probably, yes. But it's not going to be just next week. So if you are not watching, if you are not live and you're watching this video and you don't get any email, please make sure you sign up to this class, itmasters.au, and you log into our form. Okay? learn.itmasters.edu.au. You log into the form and sign up to the class. The exam is going to be open for 1 week. Yes, the exam is open for 1 week, so you don't have to sit next Thursday to the exam. You can sit into the exam anytime you like for 1 week only. Okay? Once. Any question about the exam? Exam date is 1 week open, starting next Thursday till Thursday after. Correct me if I'm wrong, James.
Yep, that's right. So in 1 week from now, when you'd normally have the class, is when we'll open up the exam. It'll be open for 1 week. You can give it one attempt in that time. It's timed for about 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on the difficulty of the questions. The pass mark is 50%. Can they resume the exam?
Can they resume it? I'm going to ask you a question now. Can we save the exam and resume it later time?
You
Probably
can't,
not, right?
You can't pause partway through and resume it later. No, it has to. You have to do it all in that 1 hour from when you click start.
Pass mark is 50%.
Yep. No points lost for wrong answers. So have a shot at every question. Yeah. If you've been to each of the sessions and watched the demos and been over the material in the PDFs, you should be quite good for the exam.
You should be quite good. And I have to write 50 questions. 10. Promise it's going to be upload ASAP. The exam testing. First, I have to write the questions. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay?
Yep.
Then I'm going to record 15, 20 minutes exam session. Please, if you want to pass this easy exam, please at least watch that video. But before you watch it, I want you to use the Twitter hashtag, which I'm going to put there. Yes, it's all multi-choice exam questions. I don't have time to read everything, so it's going to be all automated. Okay? So, this was me, Erdal Ozkaya, and James Hale, on behalf of Charles Sturt University and IT Masters and EC Council.